Hello everyone, I am TheJayTubez. Have you ever wondered how food is made? Well, welcome to today's video, where we are gonna see how some foods are made. Starting off, our favorite long type of food. That just seemed wrong. We are gonna look at how hot dogs are made. Whoops. Hang on. Issues with the mic. Okay, there we go.
It was German sausage makers who first came up with the idea. In fact, there are reports of German immigrants selling them from push carts in New York's Bowery as far back as the 1860s. A century and a half later, hot dogs are still the #1 treat on the street.
So how are they made? Oh, those look wet.
Traditional hot dogs are made from a mix of pork, beef, and chicken. The cuts they start with are called trimmings. Pieces of meat left over when cutting steaks or pork chops.
Oh, that does not look at. That looks like a lot of fat.
The trimmings are ground the same way butchers chop up hamburger meat, by pushing the cuts through grated metal plates.
Oh boy. Oh, that is disgusting. Absolutely. Oh, that's even. Oh,
added to the ground meat, followed by food
that's
starch,
even worse.
salt, and other flavorings.
Ground mustard.
These flavorings
What
vary
is that?
depending on
Food starch. That ain't food starch. That Oh yeah.
where the hot dogs are to be sold, because people in different regions have different tastes.
Okay, now that looks like. Did they add flour to that?
To the mix, and everything is blended together in a big vat.
This is gonna ruin everyone's, because that looks like something after Taco Bell. Just and they're adding water to it, which doesn't help at all.
Corn syrup adds a dash of sweetness.
Oh, you mean liquid gold? Oh my gosh. Even more. What?
The addition of even more water helps to disperse the ingredients and make the hot dogs
And not hot dogs. They're gonna make water balloons.
juicier. Another machine
Oh. Remember when I said the other thing? Because that looks like something after Taco Bell. This is what happens after Taco Bell.
meat batter into a fine emulsion and vacuums
Oh
out
my
any air.
gosh. Wait, I can't tell if this is people after Taco Bell or if this is Willy Wonka's chocolate machine that just pumps out chocolate. What if they're the same thing? Oh no. Oh no, okay. Oh.
Long rolls
my
of
gosh.
cellulose tubing are loaded into the stuffing machine. It pumps the meat puree into these casings, twisting it every 5 1/4
Oh,
inches.
she does not.
The length of one hot dog.
That face shows that she does not like her job. Paula Deen? Is this what Paula Deen did before she got into cooking her own food? She saw how hot dogs were made and just went, bruh, I can do better than this. Oh my
It takes
god.
just 35 seconds to make a chain of hot dogs that would span a soccer field twice.
Dang.
Then, 3 of those hot dog chains are linked together to make an even longer string.
See,
And
now
they're
this
loaded
is-
several at a time into another machine, which drapes the hot dogs.
This is
onto
kind of
moving
what you would
racks.
expect.
The process is carefully timed, so
Like,
that
the first half was
twist
just
always lands on
horrible.
the bar.
And now they actually look pretty decent. Food is
Racks
weird.
shunt the hot dogs through a liquid smoke shower.
Never mind,
then
that
the oven
is liquid turds. Look at the water in this. Look at that. That's our dirty water or liquid turd.
liquid smoke seeps through the casing and adds flavor to the dogs as they bake.
Yeah, and sometimes flavor that you definitely won't want. See,
Hot out of
now
the
that
oven,
looks
These franks are
appetizing.
drenched in cold, salty water to chill them in preparation for
Salt
packaging.
water. Now that's something you like. But no, it's just
The hot dog.
liquid turds and then seawater.
Here, a machine pulls them off the bars onto a conveyor.
Pulls them off.
Then, the hot dogs slide off the
We're going
conveyor
for a
into metal
ride.
containers. If you've been wondering about those black stripes on the casings, all is about to be revealed.
Yes, I was wondering what those are.
The stripe is a marker attached to the casing. The absence of a black stripe means the hot dog is cooked and ready for packaging.
And all of those should probably have a black mark then.
Inside the peeler machine, a tiny knife slits each casing along the top.
Oh
Then,
boy.
steamy air blows the casings right off the dogs.
What are they doing to the dogs?
This
I'm
machine
weird.
peels 700 hot dogs a minute.
Jeez. Oh my gosh.
An inspector
Hang on,
makes sure the
hang on.
casing has been
This reminds me of something. See, imagine that. See, look. Imagine that guy doing this 700 times faster. Just
completely removed, and that there are no defects in the dogs.
just throwing them everywhere.
It's into a device that looks like a plastic bicycle chain. The sprockets position the hot dogs for packaging. This factory manufactures an incredible 300,000 hot dogs an hour.
Jeez.
That's close to 2.5 million per shift. They really do churn them out like sausages. Fire up the grill and a mouth-watering meal is just minutes away.
What the? That is just... Wow. I didn't even process that. How chocolate chip cookies are made.
Legend has it, chocolate chip cookies were invented in 1930 by an American innkeeper who ran out of baker's chocolate. She improvised by breaking a semi-sweet chocolate bar into small pieces. Instead of melting, the chocolate merely softened, dotting the cookie with chocolate chips.
Oh.
They look homemade, and they taste homemade, but this home is a factory. Each ingredient goes into an industrial-sized mixer, starting with edible detergent to help clean the machinery during the cookie-making process. Then brown sugar is added, followed by an industrial-sized cube of butter.
Oh, butter.
Of cookies, industrial-sized spheres or pyramids of butter may be used for different consistencies. A really big
I'm sorry, that's just so... It's just so irrelevant.
mixing thing pulverizes the ingredients thoroughly for as long as it takes to pulverize them. Then it's time for the secret ingredient, chocolate chips.
The secret ingredient.
Next, flour. Followed by ground flours. And then powdered flours from the ground. The final ingredients are beaten whole eggs and vanilla beans harvested in Madagascar, New Jersey.
What?
Mixing resumes until the cookie dough begins to look like cookie dough.
Yes.
The factory is secretive about recipe specifics, but if you're curious, they're exactly the same ingredients you'd find in a tube of Pillsbury cookie dough, except with more natural flavor. After scooping up a handful to munch on, workers transfer the cookie dough to a machine called a former. It's called this because it not only forms the cookie dough, but it formerly used to be a machine designed to crush baby chicks during poultry production. The machine creates the cutest little dough rounds.
What? Oh boy.
Which are flash frozen in a freeze tunnel for distribution to hotels and restaurants. This allows them to operate under a technicality to claim they serve fresh baked cookies, even though the businesses are too lazy, cheap, and deceitful to do any of the baking themselves. The freeze tunnel also coats the dough in an extra ingredient to make them more addictive, if you know what I mean. After exiting the freeze tunnel, each and every cookie passes onto the next conveyor belt. Please ignore the 2 cookies that have fallen out of line. They will be punished for insubordination once filming ends. The packaging section is entirely automated, and also really boring to watch, so we'll be skipping over it. The cookies are slam-packed onto an automatic scale. Once the scale measures the appropriate portion of cookies for the average American, they fall down a chute similar to an Orlando water park mega slide. The next station seals and labels the boxes, which are put away by a factory worker. We have cropped his identity out of frame because he is currently in the witness protection program. We here at How It's Made wish you luck, Robert Savino. This company also sells cookies
this is just too hilarious.
Online as gifts. Nothing says you're thinking of someone like dropping cookies at their doorstep that have gone completely stale because of the inability for the post office to deliver something on time.
Wow.
Workers lay out the cookie dough rounds while wishing they were doing absolutely anything else. As the cookie dough rounds bake, they melt slightly and double in diameter. Now for bonus points, can anyone tell me the new circumference of the cookies? The cookies remain in the oven for 7 degrees at 300 minutes Fahrenheit. The cookies rotate while baking to remind you how badly you want some cookies right now. Some of the batch go to the...
He's not wrong. I do want cookies. You know what? I gotta go get to the store. Give me some cookies.
Quality control tester, who conducts a series of arduous tests to determine that these are, in fact, chocolate chip cookies.
Yes. Oh.
In the cookie gift area, workers line a decorative tin with decorative plastic and line the plastic with non-decorative cookies.
Wow.
All of these, and that's how to give the gift of homemade chocolate chip. Get those brownies out of here, God damn it! And that's how to give the gift of homemade chocolate chip. Get those brownies out of here, God damn it! And that's how to give the gift of home.
Oh my gosh. How it's made. Ice cream.
To make ice cream treats, you first have to make the ice cream.
What am I doing? Oh.
It all begins with...
I have a sweet tooth that towers over everyone else's sweet tooth. You can give me dirt with sugar, and I just... Oh. I'm just kidding, I don't do that.
Liquid ice.
Ice cream.
The factory stores it in refrigerated silos set just a few degrees above freezing.
Interesting.
The silos feed a high-speed mixer, which combines the ice with its other primary ingredient, dried cream.
Okay.
The only other ingredient is sugar. This much sugar is the amount used for just one ice cream. After about 3 minutes of mixing, this batch has been deemed a failure and is sealed away for eternity, protecting all of mankind. This worker here has a death wish.
Okay.
Successful batches of ice cream are heated and stirred to kill bacteria until they become roughly 70% sanitized, indicating they're now fit for human consumption.
Huh.
Concentrated vanilla flavoring is added. The concoction is chilled, whipped for about 15 seconds, and the finished product is lovingly dumped onto our big metal slab because our production crew was too stupid to remember to get a bowl.
Wow.
Ice cream sandwich wafers are made out of chocolate cake ingredients, and were originally meant to be an edible stand-in for playing cards. Thanks to this design, the ice cream is placed between wafers.
I kind of want someone to do that now. Like, take the chocolate wafers and actually make edible playing cards, because that would be brilliant and tasty.
Using a shuffling machine, which, once decommissioned, will be integrated into the back room of many Las Vegas casinos.
Las Vegas casino. Wow.
The sandwiches move on to be wrapped, but first they delicately scrape bits from an incredibly rusty and unclean packaging machine, enhancing their flavor.
Ew.
Finally, you may be surprised to hear this, but the ice cream sandwiches are loaded into boxes.
Yes, very surprising.
On another line, ice cream cone production is underway.
Oh, I love these.
A feeder drops pre-wrapped sugar cones into a holder on a conveyor belt.
I'm just zoning out right now. Oh, they do the caramel-filled ones. Oh.
Hot grease is added to the inside of the cone to help lubricate the ice cream once it makes it to the entrance.
Oh wait, no, those are... Oh, those are the chocolate ones.
Next, nozzles squirt out the ice cream. Half the production line receives chocolate ice cream, and the other half receives Elmer's glue. Part of the fun is finding out which flavor you get.
Wow. It's our chocolate or Elmer's glue.
Now for the most arousing part of the production line, an injection of hot liquid caramel.
Oh, yes.
I stand corrected. The actual most arousing part of the production is the chocolate-flavored liquid topping squirter. Then the finishing touch, the mystery ingredient, sponsored by Purina.
Oh. That's interesting. Wow.
Believe it or not, cake sprinkles have been around since the late 18th century, when French confectioners used them as decorations.
See, this part is
Chocolate
believable.
sprinkles are believed to be invented in 1936 by a Dutchman responding to a little boy's request for a chocolate bread topping.
Oh.
British people stupidly call sprinkles hundreds and thousands, because their dumb nomenclature doesn't bother accounting for if there are less than 100 sprinkles at any given time.
Wow. Way to offend every British person.
But that's at least not as bad as people who call sprinkles jimmies.
Either Canadian or Australian thing.
Who the heck is Jimmy? And what business does he have getting his grubby mitts on my cupcake toppings? Cake sprinkles come in a variety of colors, as well as pink. They're found decorating many treats from cupcakes to cookies to dessert hot dogs. They can quickly turn a bland, mediocre dessert into one with 6 times the sugar content. A variety of liquid and powdered narcotics are among the ingredients used to make these dessert decorations. Fat chips are also an ingredient. A worker adds a tiny plastic bucket's worth of fat chips to the mixing tank, which is the standard unit of measurement for sprinkle creation. The mixing tank also doubles as a koi fish pond. The koi fish have been removed as they are pre-diabetic. Meanwhile, Strong Marcus adds powdered sugar to a dry mixer, roughly 19 tiny plastic buckets. Different colorants are added, such as this one made from pomegranate, this one made of liquid black, and this one that's pure melted additives. This batch will turn into whatever the color this is.
Okay.
During filming, the factory's sewer line accidentally broke, which was captured by our cameras on film. This batch was ruined and promptly scrapped for a new one. Please ignore the fact that the ruined batch is being placed into the mixer. The factory's legal department has pinky promised us that they didn't use the tainted batch. Later, the mixer is opened to reveal the factory has accidentally made bubble gum again, instead of sprinkles, which is a colossal Strong Marcus has had enough of this The pink spaghetti falls into a holding vat, where Peter is given his designated 30 seconds where he's allowed to touch the product, lest he become greedy and consume with touch envy. A worker pulls out samples by hand to inspect their quality and coloring. This is the absolute limit to which the sprinkles should be touched. A nozzle sprays a mixture of confectioner's glaze and edible wax to the— Oh my god, Peter, stop! Peter, stop! You've already touched the sprinkles earlier, Peter. For the love of God, stop! You're gonna compromise the batch. Someone help! Peter's violating company regulations. Help! The sprinkles are moved from the tumbler into a machine that simulates a typical day in San Francisco. These conditions are perfect to help sort the sprinkles by the correct size. These sprinkles here were designated for people who are colorblind. As you can see, they come in white, pink, brown, yellow, brown, brown, bluish brown, and mystery color. All the shades of brown are mixed together to create a batch to be sent to an optometrist office.
I'm so concerned.
Peter, no! Why? No, Peter! Why, Peter? Why? Oh, I think I'm gonna be sick. Once the sprinkles have been mixed, it's onto the sprinkle filling machine,
Peter?
Which uses a jet of air to rinse the inside of the bottles with the different sprinkles. Then it's onto the capping machine, which we all wish was just more footage of the filling machine.
True.
Then it's off to the labeling area, where various warnings about how much the sprinkles have been fondled are applied to the bottle. Here's a fun sprinkle game you can play at home. There's an image of a hidden in this pile of sprinkles. Leave a comment below saying which color.
There is nothing there. So that's where we're going to leave it off. Hope y'all enjoyed. Hope y'all got loving craves for all that food, besides the hot dog. And like, subscribe, share, enjoy, comment if you want. I like your comments. Please tell me what you want. And I'll see y'all in the next time. Bye.